Everything's been feeling a little bit mundane at the moment, a little bit samey, and honestly a little bit boring. And I think for that reason I've not really been doing weekly reading vlogs because I haven't really had much content of a week to be able to include in something like this. But I think that actually that in itself can be quite a nice, just chill, relaxing slice of life vlog, just coming along with me in a week where I haven't got any grand plans. I am just going to be around my flat, I'm going to be reading, I'm going to be playing quite a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, no doubt, and just relaxing and slowing down a little bit. So that's what we're doing for this vlog. I'm just making breakfast at the moment, so I'm going to crack on with that whilst I talk to you. I kind of consciously wanted to slow down into 2024, and I think I have done that, but like the kind of slowing down I wanted to do was mentally with work and everything that I have going on. I work 3 different jobs. It's a lot to balance and it can be a bit overwhelming, especially when 1 or 2 of those picks up in pace and has quite a lot of different tasks going on. I don't really know how to process that sometimes, and that was the kind of thing I wanted to like consciously slow down with going into this year, and I think I have. I certainly haven't slowed down with like activities and busyness and things because I don't want to slow down with that kind of thing. I enjoy being busy, but at the same time I haven't had any like huge grand plans yet, and I'm kind of waiting for those to kickstart into this year because last year I'd made a lot of plans. At the start of last year I went to Paris. I'd also booked in a trip for Vietnam and South Korea. I had big things that I'd either done or was going to be looking forward to for the rest of the year, and I don't really have a massive amount of things like that this year. I am going to Cyprus in October with my family, but that feels like it's so far away at the moment that I think I need something sooner. Everything just feels a bit boring at the moment and repetitive, and I think it's because of this time of year. I really struggle with these months. I think they're so long, they're so dark, and they just feel so miserable. I just can't bear them, so I'm desperately waiting for us to hit into the spring season, which we are so close to doing. Easter, the bank holiday Easter weekend is at the end of this month, and that does kind of kickstart everything, and then obviously April, May, you're seeing the weather start to change, so I am clinging on for that and desperately waiting for the moment that it feels like we've had that shift. I love that my toaster is never quite big enough to get all of these bits of toast. Anyway, so this week, no real big plans. I'll tell you about the book I'm reading in a minute. I'm going to sit and work in front of the TV this morning because the Oscars were on last night and I love watching them, and I've not seen any spoilers yet, so I want to start watching them before I get spoilers. So I'm just going to stick that on in the background this morning. I really enjoy working with things in the background. I don't know why, but it just increases my productivity so much. Obviously not something that I'm going to be like intently focusing on, but just having something on really does help me out. So I'm going to do that this morning. And then I've got a Patreon live show this evening and we'll be hopefully making a good dent in my book. I am currently very obsessed with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, so that's probably going to make quite a lot of appearances, as I've mentioned this week, because it's just so good. I am really into my Twitch streaming at the moment and playing that game with everybody on Twitch. I love it so much. So I'm probably going to do a Twitch stream tomorrow. But there is nothing grand happening. So if you want to just come along for a little bit of a slice of life vlog and just a chill week in my life where nothing big happens, welcome. So the book I'm currently reading is called Metronome by, it's right there, Tom Watson, and it has got a very interesting concept to it. It's following 2 people who have been exiled to an island because of a crime they committed together. They are tethered to this island by these pills that they have to take every 8 hours, so they can't really leave the area. Sorry, the lighting is so bad. They can't really leave the area, and they are meant to have this exile ended, but it doesn't end. No one comes for them, and instead a sheep rocks up on this island that they're on, and sheep can't swim. So they are wondering how that's happened, and also trying to work out like why no one's come for them. What's the bigger picture here? It's quite intriguing. I'm wondering like what's real, what we're meant to be believing, not believing as such, but like what reality have they been fed? So that's really interesting. That's the book I'm currently reading. Here it is. So this is what I'm currently reading, but I'm going to start the Oscars now and eat my breakfast. I just got some post through and I'm so excited about it. 2 different packages, and also I wanted to show you something I received last week that I haven't been able to talk about yet. So let's start with the thing I received last week. I got a package through from the lovely people at Fable, and they sent me a couple of jewellery pieces and also a bag. First up is the Tree of Life bangle, which is really pretty. I will leave a link to Fable down below so you can check any of this out if you are interested. I love how simple this one is, and the gold is so pretty. And then I got these earrings. These are so pretty. These are the blue forget-me-not hoop earrings. I don't know how well they're coming across on camera, but these are beautiful. They really match a jumper that I have as well, so I keep wearing them with that, but they look so pretty. They're so, again, so simple, but so beautiful and elegant. The final item I got from Fable is the Tree of Life black saddle bag, which has this really beautiful strap, and then the print from the strap is also mirrored on the inside. This is the perfect size in my opinion. It is just about right to fit my phone, which is the 15 Pro Max, so the biggest iPhone. It fits that absolutely fine. It's not going to fit a book, but I think it would probably fit a Kindle. Hang on, will it fit my Kindle? Oh, okay, it will fit my Kindle. It's not going to close and do up, but it will fit if I need it to. Thank you so much, Fable, for sending those things through. They are so beautiful. I love Fable so much. Their quality is so high. They sent me a couple of pieces last year as well, and I still wear them all the time and just adore them. So Fable is linked down below. The other packages, I have got this. I'm very excited about this. Is an ARC for a series that I have loved over the last few years. I love it when publishers just put that little bit extra into the packaging for their ARCs. Ready? So satisfying. Okay, this is so clever. It's got like all these little marketing promos, I assume, for events and things that are happening in the book. So we have Roswell's UFO Museum, Bonfire by the River, a Toil and Trouble Shakes, a speakeasy bar, 9 Steps to Hell Bar and Grill. That's just such fun little details. Okay, if you still can't tell what the book is, this might give you another hint. I don't know if you can read that properly. It says Mina, and this is like a little acrylic stand, which is really cool. And then this little thing says Sinister Signs. Oh, that's where that's come from, I guess. The book is Mina and the Cult by Amy McCall. This is the third and I want to say final book in the Mina and the Undead series, which is set in the 90s in New Orleans and is following Mina and her friends who work at this haunted house, and there are vampires and there's this fantasy element to it. It's so much fun. I love this series so much. I definitely don't lean to YA as much as I used to anymore, but this series, it's so good. I love it so much, and I love the New Orleans setting and the fantasy element and seeing what Mina is up to. I'm not going to read you the blurb because if you haven't read book 1 and 2, I don't want to spoil those for you, but at the top of it, it says New Orleans, 1995, Mina's having a hell of a family reunion. I am so excited for this. All right, the other package. This has come all the way from Australia. I'm very excited. Okay, so this is my order from the Quirky Cup Collective, and I'm very excited about it. First up, we have got this beautiful bookmark. This is a lovely forest green colour. And oh my gosh, the detail and artwork in everything that the Quirky Cup Collective produces is just stunning. And this is no exception. It's got a tassel on it as well. I also got some pens, quite a few pens actually. So you can get a bulk of 3 pens, and I've used one of these before and they're so nice to write with. It's like a ballpoint gel pen, but they're in yellow and they literally match my tattoo. Like there's a little sun and I have a little sun tattooed on me, so it's very similar. It's my vibe, and I love the yellow so much. If you couldn't guess that, I got the deal where you get 3 of these pens because I couldn't resist. The main event and the reason that I placed this order is because I really wanted to get one of the Kindle sleeves, and this is so beautiful. It matches my Kindle aesthetic so well. I have just posted up the unboxing and decorating vlog for my new Kindle, so if you do want to check that out, I will leave it linked above. But the vibe, I mean, look, it's so pretty together. It's got a pocket on the back as well. Oh, it's so squidgy. There's a little tassel. It's red on the inside. It's so pretty. Okay, let's see how she fits like a glove. I love it. This is the Wonderland sleeve and I just feel like it fits the vibe so perfectly. I love it. All right, that's the end of my little haul until tomorrow when I think I have a book arriving, because I did utilise the double stamps for World Book Day with WATERSTONES. So I got a lot of pre-orders in and also one that is coming tomorrow. It's after work. I finished watching the Oscars. That took me all day, just like having them on in the background, but I love watching things like that. I love film and cinema so much. Anyway, I'm about to cook some dinner. I'm doing spaghetti bolognese. I'm doing batch cook from scratch tonight. I use my grandma's recipe and I love it so much. You know when something just tastes of your childhood? I feel like that is this meal for me, but it takes so long to make, and I am not someone that enjoys cooking, but it tastes so good, so it's worth it. But that is currently my plans, also on Patreon live show, so I do want to get in time for reading and Zelda and reading. So I'm gonna make this now and then hopefully it can just sit and simmer away and cook whilst I get in some reading.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling.
Okay, so I've accumulated a little bit of a mess pile here and need to put some books away. I've got some in my office as well, so I need to find space for these on my bookshelf and also just put these things in places. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time doing that. I have absolutely no idea where to fit this book. It's not the chunkiest hardback, but it is still a hardback, and I am not flush with bookshelf space at the moment. Okay, maybe it'll fit in here. Maybe it won't fit in here. Oh, no! Hang on, I'm gonna do some rejigging. Haha, wait, colour-wise, does that work there? I feel like maybe it should go at the end. I tend to forget about the books on this shelf, which I really shouldn't, because like there's no reason they're on here other than the fact that they're rainbowy. Okay, I think that kind of works. Also, a little tiny bit more room, so clearly I can buy more books. It is so hard doing this one-handed. Oh man, I think I'm making this a lot more difficult than it needs to be. Get in there! There we go. There we go. Okay, I got 2 new YA thrillers at the weekend because I recently finished The Reappearance of Rachel Price and it just gave me the kick for a YA thriller. I was trying to find what I wanted in an adult thriller, but I think that the uniqueness is the way that YA thrillers are written in this, so I picked up The Bad Ones and Where Sleeping Girls Lie. Not so sure if The Bad Ones is a thriller or more of like a fantasy thing, but I picked them both up, so now I must find space on my shelves. But I've done a little bit of a rejig down here to make some more room, which has given me a little bit excess room. I really shouldn't be giving myself excess room because it just encourages me to fill it with more books. And you'd never know, I just spent 20 minutes rejigging it, but it all fits. It's not perfect, but it does fit. I had to kind of rejig here. I'm not loving those two together, but it's fine. Also, book mail books came in the mail. Hey! Okay, hang on. I'm doing this all one-handed, but we're gonna open it. I don't know why I think I can do this one-handed. Hang on, I'll be back. Ta-da! 'Tis The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett, a book that is very appealing to me because it is a fantasy mystery in which a person is found with a tree randomly erupting from their body, which sounds a little bit Grey's Anatomy to me, so I'm excited to have this one, although it does mean I now have to find a place to put this on my shelves as well. I feel like I'm gonna have to do an upward stack here, like I have here, which I'm not happy about, but I either need to stop bringing new books into my home or start rearranging my shelves. Actually, hang on a sec. I have a thought. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Will this fit here? Because I said I had a space. It will, I think. Ugh. Oh god, the bookshelf shook. That one in there. Yes. Oh wait, no. Maybe not there. I think here it fits better instead with the colour scheme. I stayed up late reading Metronome last night because it's just so addictive. I haven't really spoken too much about this other than like the concept that is on the blurb, but I would say this is maybe a little bit Handmaid's Tale meets Black Mirror-esque. It has kind of flickers of those. It's got this thrilling element. It's been a bit creepy in places. I have less than 100 pages left and I am just so intrigued to see the summary of all these events and how this ends up. So I am hoping that I can finish this today. On my list as well today is do a couple of bits for my freelance work and also do a Twitch stream later with playing some more Zelda because I cannot stop playing this game. We're exploring the depths today, which is kind of scary because you can't see anything. You have to light it up as you go, and there is something about that that just gives me the creeps. So I'm going to enjoy doing that because whilst it is scary, I quite enjoy that feeling of being scared. It's why I like reading horror and watching horror films as well. It just, something about the adrenaline of it. So I'm really looking forward to doing that later. But what I think I'm going to go do as well today is walk into town, have a little bit of a walk around town just so I can get outside for a little bit, and then head into a cafe for a bit because I signed up to masterclass at the start of this year to do some photography masterclasses because I am trying to get a bit of work as a photographer, and I'm doing my first wedding shoot at the end of this month, which I am so excited about. I'm a second photographer and I'm just really looking forward to that. So I want to do a few more of the courses that I've signed up to on masterclass, and it's the Annie Leibovitz one that I'm currently doing, which is all talking about portrait photography and things like that. It's not exactly the type of photography I am going to be doing as such, but it does kind of factor into it a little bit. So I want to just immerse myself in as much of that as I can. So I think I'm just going to go to a cafe, bring my iPad, do a little bit of that course, bring my book. Can't guarantee how much reading I'm actually going to do, although actually, to be honest, I'm at the point in this where I can't stop reading it once I start. I read a little bit this morning and I had to get up to do some things, and that was very hard to tear myself away. So really liking this so far, and I'm going to head to a cafe. I would like to thank my WATERSTONES points for today's purchase. I have copious amounts of WATERSTONES points from many, many years of utilising double stamps, and I thought I would buy myself some books today. I actually made some ridiculously quick book buying decisions today. I literally walked in, saw these two and was like, yep, been wanting to get both of those in hardback. Now I have them. The first one is the Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. It's a book about books. I love books about books. Honestly, the first line of this one just pulls me in immediately because it's following a bookseller in New York. New York bookseller Cassie Andrews lives quietly, sharing an apartment with her best friend Izzy, and yet she feels something is missing from her life. Then a favourite customer gives her an old and rather curious book. At the very front there is a handwritten message. This is the Book of Doors. Hold it in your hand and any door is every door. Cassie is about to discover that the Book of Doors is a special book, a magic book, a book that bestows extraordinary abilities on whoever possesses it. Soon she will learn that there are other magical books out there that can also do wondrous or dreadful and terrifying things. Because where there is magic, there is power, and there are those who will stop at nothing to possess it. Suddenly, Cassie and Izzy are confronted by violence and danger. The only person who can help them is Drummond Fox, a man fleeing his own demons, but who has a secret library of magical books hidden in the shadows for safekeeping, because there is someone out there, someone nameless and evil who is hunting them all, because this book is worth killing for. Is that so good? I'm so excited. The other book is The Will of the Many by James Islington. I wasn't necessarily going to buy a physical copy of this. I was going to read this on Kindle, but then I saw the most stupid thing swayed me. It says book one there. I mean, I assumed it was going to be a series anyway, but I just had this image of a series lining up and how I would kick myself if I didn't buy it in hardback. So I got it in hardback. The Catalan Republic, the hierarchy, may rule the world now, but they do not know everything. I tell them my name is Vis Telemus. I tell them I was orphaned after a tragic accident 3 years ago and that good fortune alone has led to my acceptance into their most prestigious school. I tell them that once I graduate, I will gladly join the rest of the civilized society, in allowing my strength, my drive and my focus, what they call will, to be leached away and added to the power of those above me, as millions already do, as all must eventually do. I tell them that I belong and they believe me. But the truth is, I have been sent to the academy to find answers, to solve a murder, to search for an ancient weapon, to uncover secrets that may tear the Republic apart, and I will never ever cede my will to the empire that executed my family. To survive though, I will have to rise through the, continue on back flap, hang on, the academy's ranks. I will have to smile and make friends and pretend to be one of them and win, because if I cannot, then those who want to control me, who know my real name, will no longer have any use for me, and if the hierarchy finds out who I truly am, they will kill me. Ah, these both sound so good. This sounds so epic. I know that Jade has a reading vlog out for this one. That sounds good. Okay, that's my book haul. I'm gonna go stream some Zelda now. Why did I not know that this was a thing? Why did it take me till today to learn that this was a thing? Did you all know that this was a thing? There's a Zelda manga series, and I feel so silly for not realising this. So this is now my newest addition to my Zelda obsession. Hi, welcome! So I went to a bookshop today. I went to Cole's Books in Bicester. I forgot to film anything there because I got so immersed in the bookshop that I just literally didn't think about it. This was a bookshop that I visited back last year for my cover to cover series, so if you do want to see the bookshop when I didn't forget to film it, I will leave a link to that above. But this is what I bought. It's The Legend of Zelda. It's Ocarina of Time Part 1 by Akira Himekawa. This is a series. There are more. I think about Zelda so much of the time anyway. I feel like it makes sense to think about when I'm reading as well, so I got this. The art is really pretty. Look, it's really pretty. I also got this candle, which smells like a reading room. That's what it's called, and it smells like a reading room. It's very musky sandalwood aftershave kind of smell, and they nailed it. Cole's Books, just such a good bookshop. Last night I finished Metronome. Here it is, by Tom Watson. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think that it was really intriguing, and every time you got an answer to a question, you then had another question, and it just really helped to pull the narrative along, and it felt really interesting, and just, I couldn't get enough of it once the conclusion started like rolling. I was like, okay, I need to know if where I think this is going is where it goes. I need to know what happens with these characters, the way it fed the story and the narrative through the occasional use of flashbacks, and also the isolation of these two characters on this island, and the fact that they'd been there for 12 years, just the two of them, and what that would do to two people. It just had so many good questions that it raised, and it gave so many interesting answers. I had a great time with it. I can't really tell you too much more than that because I will be entering spoiler territory, but it was really good. 4 out of 5 stars, very Black Mirror Handmaid's Tale-esque. Last night I also started Mina and the Cult by Amy McCall. I did unbox this in this vlog already, but it's 90s Buffy-esque, vampire-y, New Orleans, very cool. I love the absence of phones in this. It is so refreshing and just great. It's so great. That's not the only reason I love it, but it's such a fun series. I really like the New Orleans setting. There's just something very easy to read about this series, and it's such a fun, good time. So those are my reading updates. I'm probably going to go play some Zelda now, because what do you expect from me at this point? Good morning, it is Sunday. I am just setting up my Zelda stream for this morning until my dad comes around this afternoon, because of course I'm going to be playing more Zelda. I haven't spoken to you at all, I don't think, about my audiobook, which is the 7-Year Slip. 7-Year Slip? That's what it's called, isn't it? Hang on, questioning myself. The 7-Year Slip. I'm listening to this on BookBeat, which I can offer you a 2-month or 40-hour free trial of if you would like to use my affiliate link down below. Cannot recommend BookBeat enough, really great audiobook listening platform. But I'm listening to 7-Year Slip, and I have to say, the cover for this book, which I will put here, I just don't think sells this book properly. I feel like it's not a bad cover by any means, but I feel like this cover doesn't really indicate what is to come in this book. And I judged a book by its cover, and I didn't look at it until a friend recommended it to me and said that it was really good and had this time travel element to it. But it's about these two people who meet 7 years apart because the apartment that they're both staying in has this ability to send people back and forth in time, or back in time, by 7 years, and a romance ensues, and it's really fun and it's really easy, and I'm really enjoying it. I just haven't really spoken about that this week, so I wanted to tell you about it, but now I'm gonna go live on Twitch with Zelda.